Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith. Today I am talking about Mothwoman by Nicole Cushing from Word Horde. Now, I'm just going to read the back cover copy. It's not going to tell us a lot, but I don't know how to describe what's going on here in a nutshell. So, this simply says, from Bram Stoker award-winning author Nicole Cushing comes a novel about family, grief, aliens, mental illness, trauma, sexism, the Mothman legend, COVID, and the encroachment of unreality into American political life. Mothwoman combines the style and playful dark satire of A Sick Grey Laugh with the grimness and relatively quick pace of Mr. Suicide. Nicole Cushing books. I really dig that cover. Very cool. For the too long didn't watch crowd, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked this. I had a great time with this book. It is humorous and weird and horrifying at points, but not in the like monsters attacking, tearing people up, or ghosts kind of horrifying way. And it's in its own weird way. There's horrifying things going on. So what we have here is our main character. I believe her name is Nancy. It is a long time before she's named, and it's only said a couple of times, but I'm pretty sure it's Nancy. She is our narrator, and the book actually starts with her describing a book cover. And for a 1968 paperback edition of Myth and Reality. And I can't pronounce the author's name. Mircea Eliade? I don't know. But I actually looked this up, and on Amazon found a copy. I believe it was on Amazon. Might have been like an out of print or not available kind of thing, but they did have the picture, and it's exactly as it's described. This book, from the first page of this book, is a real thing. But Nancy is simply taught. She describes the cover of the book, tells us what the book is, and then she makes up a story about where this book may have come from, because she bought it secondhand. And this is going to be an ongoing thing. Nancy likes to make up stories about the people she sees and the things she sees. And she tells us she likes to do this. This is something she enjoys. And it's not really I wouldn't call it like just a train of thought novel. But we are in Nancy's head. She's the one telling us this story. And there are plenty of times where she's talking about one thing, and it eventually she just goes off track and is talking about something completely different before she reins herself in and gets back to the point. And I feel seen by this, because there's plenty of times where I'm thinking of something. Usually it's when I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm thinking of something, and a few minutes later I realize I'm way off in left field thinking about something else completely, and I find it a fun little mental exercise. Maybe it's just my age. A fun little mental exercise to try to find the chain, the connections. How did okay, this is what I was thinking of. I ended up thinking about this. I don't remember the exact steps that got me from A to B. So let's see if I can. Okay, I was thinking about this, which, oh yeah, that led me to sort of branch off and think about this, which then, oh, that led to this, and then, oh, and then eventually I got here. But anyway, a lot of that going on in the book. So I really enjoyed that. Also, Nancy is a bit of an introvert, not really a people person. I can dig that as well. I'm a big fan of Nancy here. But there is a plot amongst all of this. And so the copyright of this book is 2022. And so Nancy gets a phone call from her mother. Nancy's father has, in the not too distant past, had a stroke, and Nancy's mother and sister have been taking care of Nancy's father, but her sister is knocked out with COVID. And so her mother calls up and says, I can't take care of your father all by myself. I need your help. Your sister says she has COVID and can't do it. And so Nancy is going to, she lives in Indiana. Her family lives in Massachusetts. I don't remember exactly, but she's going to drive to help take care of her father, who is a stroke victim. And she's going to make it a 2-day trip. She's booked a motel, but some strange things happen along the way. And when she eventually ends up at this motel, apparently there's a Mothman convention being held there, and even stranger things are happening, and things go off the rails. And I can't tell you because they are things you need to discover for yourself. And because Nancy likes to make up these stories about things. And I'll give you just the tiniest of examples. Some are simple. When she's talking about this paperback book that she's reading at the very beginning, it's basically, and I don't remember the details, but she's like, oh, I think it's a college student bought this. They may have bought it for a class and they never read it for that class, or maybe they bought it because they thought it would look impressive on their shelf, but they never read it and they kept it. Or I think maybe it was bought it for a class and then kept it because it looked impressive on the shelf. And then they passed away, and when their family was going through her belongings, they didn't understand why she even had this book, so they gave it to this secondhand bookstore, and that's where Nancy found it. So it's a simple story that she's made up around having found this book in a used bookstore. But very early on, she's gone for a walk late at night, and she notices that the tree branches and things are moving even though she doesn't feel a breeze, and so she imagines that maybe there's some sort of weird puppeteer that is controlling the branches of the trees, making them move despite the fact that there's no wind. And this is something that's going to come back throughout the book. But yes, different people she encounters, different scenarios she encounters. She makes up these little stories, and she talks about how she enjoys making up these little stories. But since she is our narrator, there are quite a few things that I think we, the reader, have to call into question. Is this really happening, or is this at least the way it really happened? Is she honestly and accurately reporting the events that are going on, or is she perhaps reporting the events the way she believes they've happened, but maybe they didn't actually happen that way? I don't think at any point she's deliberately lying, but it's possible that things aren't actually happening the way she thinks, if that makes sense. And so despite the bizarre nature of what goes on in this book, Nicole Cushing has a very, very smooth, very readable writing style. It's not dense. The style itself isn't weird. While the events that we're reading about might be weird, the writing style is not weird. Nicole Cushing, fantastic writer. And as I said, I found myself pulled along by Nancy's narrative voice and the events, which, for a book that's, 242 pages, I would say, and hopefully this won't put anybody off, but I would say maybe half of that is actually the story, the events of what's going on. The other half is just what Nancy's thinking and the stories she's making up and all these other things. I could be completely wrong about that half and half part. It might be a little more of one, a little less of the other. But my impression is half and half. But just really, really good writing, really interesting, amusing, sad, horrifying story. But it's not the type of story that's going to keep you up at night because you're scared. It's not the type of story that's going to send a chill down your spine. But there are some horrific things. There are horrific ideas. There are bizarre ideas. That's what's going to keep you up at night, is just thinking about the story. So, yes, I highly recommend it. Mothwoman by Nicole Cushing. And you know what? Hopefully you're still watching, because I completely forgot to say at the beginning of this video that this is book 2 in my secret book bundle. I have chosen 5 books to read, 5 books in a row that I'm reading that are all connected by something, but I'm not telling you what it is. So this is the second one. I want people to figure out what the connection is between these 5 books. I can't believe I forgot to say that at the beginning. I think I was just so enthusiastic to talk about this book. I forgot that little detail for the video. Hopefully you're still watching. And if not, you won't hear me say that I'll mention it in the description below. So there you have it. 4 stars. 4 stars on Goodreads. It's probably closer to 4.5 stars because I really enjoyed it that much. Mothwoman by Nicole Cushing, who I must say is also a wonderful person. Again, hopefully you're still watching this. You won't hear me say that if you're not. I actually got to meet Nicole Cushing quite some time ago at Context in, I believe it was in Columbus. She was heading up a panel on Bizarro writing. I think it was a panel. I think it was more than just her. And I actually got to chat with her for a little while after that. Very, very nice. And there was some time ago, she had a postcard club. Didn't cost anything. You just signed up and she would send random postcards with little personal doodles and stuff on them. It didn't last that long, but I have maybe half a dozen. I believe they're in that drawer right over there. So a very nice person, a fantastic writer. Please check it out. Check out her other stuff too, but this is the one I'm talking about now. And there you have it. I don't really have a question for this video. And if I was going to make a recommendation, I would say just read anything else by Nicole Cushing. So let's just move on to, if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. If you have a guess about what the connection is in this mystery book bundle, after 2 books, this is the second review going up for the mystery book bundle. If you have a guess, put that in the comments below. Don't worry about putting spoilers, because, once you guess, well, now that I say that, I was going to say once somebody guesses, that's it, but maybe other people want to try to guess as well. So I guess it's up to you. If you want to put spoilers or here's my guess and then leave some space so people can stop reading the comment. But yes, it's time to start guessing about what this mystery book bundle is. That'll go in the comments below as well. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Bluesky in the description below. And that's all I've got for you. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.